Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba. And if you're a returning subscriber, jazakallah khair for always coming back to watch my videos. Jazakallah khair to everyone for watching. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this space of benefit for each and ta'ala to every one of us. My name is Baraka and I make videos around faith and lifestyle. So don't forget to use the subscribe button so that you can get notified inshallah whenever I post. I was just gonna ramble about how uh about food, how I went to eat homemade food and I'm confused as to what to make because as always I don't like to spend so much time in the kitchen. I was gonna say, oh, should we make this, should we not make this? And if you ask me, I'm actually telling you people I don't know. Then it occurred to me that wait, people are going for Hajj next month. Literally next month is Zulhijjah. Like where is time flying? Flying? When was Ramadan? When did you do Eid al-Fitr? And now we're talking Eid al-Adha. We're talking Hajj. That means we're actively already inside, in the month of Zilqadah. Just in case you do not know, Subhanallah, where people are already, preparing. They're already making intentions, they're already putting themselves, in spaces that will enable them serve Allah and please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the coming weeks, inshallah, in the coming month. Inshallah. When in Zulqadah, it's very easy for you to just continue living your life however it is that you want to live your life, forgetting that Zulqadah is actually one of the sacred months. Allah says in the Quran, Surah Al-Tawbah to be precise, He said that from the beginning, the months of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked with him from the times when the heavens and the earth were created. And four out of those 12 months are sacred. So one being Muharram, the second being Rajab, and then you have Zilqadah and Zulhijjah. And now we're in the month of Zilqadah, sacred month. And you ask yourself, like, what does it mean? What does it mean to be in a sacred month? During the time of the Prophet, they were not allowed to have any kind of war, in this month, and they were also supposed to, increase in righteousness as much as possible. So, if we had an Islamic world today, we wouldn't be engaging in any kind of war whatsoever. But we have a world that we have where people don't care. Um, people don't even care about peace. They don't care about anything. But it is what it is. And every single day we see the reason why we just have to be an afterlife. This dunya cannot be its own. you know, Evil people, enemies of Allah, they just have to be punished. Wallahi, they just have to be punished. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant ease to those who are oppressed around the world because it's still going on and it's really, really sad to see what's happening to our brothers and sisters around the world. So yeah, another reason why you should also make a lot of du'as, make plenty of du'as in this sacred month. Seek for forgiveness, ask Allah for forgiveness, and try as much as possible to increase in righteous acts, however it is that you can. I know that for women or for mothers, it can be a lot, and I always say like pick whatever it is that you can pick and hold on to it as much as you can. Whether it is that you're cooking, whether you're cleaning the house, whether you're just relaxing, whatever it is that you're doing, you can do something, you can do something. So don't let this month just pass by like that. Be one of those people who Allah referred to as the chosen one in the Quran. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for all of us. I mean, like I said earlier, I want to cook. I don't know what. I have like two things at the back of my mind. I'm not sure what it's gonna be. But I'm going to be making something quick, inshallah, and I'll share with you guys in a bit. yeah, in a bit. I have a couple of things to do, one or two things, and then I will go into the kitchen and share the yumminess, the goodies. I know by now you'll have seen in the caption, but I just still have to be dramatic, you know. But yeah, I'll see you guys inshallah, and I hope that you enjoy watching. And if you ever recreate or you know cook this at home, tag me so that I will smile. I'll see you guys inshallah. So I finally made up my mind on what to cook. So here I was in the kitchen boiling some water. I like to have hot water boiled because they would normally come or it will normally come handy. I decided that I was going to cook boiled parsley potatoes, and the main work is basically to peel the potatoes and cut them into chunks. Whilst I was doing this, the Quran was also playing in the background because I mean anything halal for ajr, and I always tell people to take advantage of this time, this pocket time here and there, so that you can earn some ajr, right? Whilst you're in the kitchen, do some zikr, listen to some Quran, revise on your hifz, whatever it is that you can do, take time to do it. And this is what we have. I went ahead to rinse it, and here is it, looking all clean. So I got myself some tomatoes, pepper, onions, to use later on, and you'll see why. I put my pot on the fire, and then voila, I have my hot water in the pot, and inshallah I will go ahead and pour the potatoes in it. Look at some little hands joining in the kitchen to help, and like I said, the Quran is always playing somewhere in the background to keep us company. So I poured my potatoes into the boiling water. Don't worry about the quantity, you will need the water anyways, and you don't need to add salt as well. Went ahead to chop my vegetables and the onions, the tomatoes that I have. Chop, chop, chop. Again, that's like the second main work of this recipe, but to be honest, if you ask me, I find it really interesting, right? So I went ahead to chop the onions, and then I chopped the the pepper. The pepper that we have here is quite hot, so you don't need much. You need like very little. If you're in a country where you need a lot of pepper, good for you. But I tell you, this little pepper can cook you a pot of stew. The pepper is quite hot here. I went ahead to do same with the tomatoes as well, but look how it's taking out the seeds of the tomatoes, because the tomatoes here are quite sour, right? And I don't need that sour taste at all. So did the same for my tomatoes, chop, chop, and chopped again, and just kept on chopping until I got like the quantity that I needed. Again, I find this very therapeutic, especially when I'm really, really stressed. So this wasn't stressful for me at all. And I tell you, the cooking did not even take so long. It was like, what, in 40 minutes, I was literally done with this. Anyways, this is what we have. Everything all chopped and looking good, whilst I was busy chit-chatting with my daughter in the background. So I went ahead to check on my potatoes that had boiled for a few minutes. And again, look at it, it's not breaking, right? And I'm cooking on low heat, by the way. So I sieved out the water, and I added some butter. Added some butter, and I added some salt. Remember I told you at the beginning that you don't need salt at all. So I went ahead to add what's it called, some salt. I don't know what I was busy doing here, but yeah. Went ahead to add some salt, and hello, the star of the potato, which is parsley, and I went ahead to cover it for like less than a minute, to be honest. If you like garlic, you can add garlic as well, but I didn't add. in mine. So I placed I took that off the fire and I placed the pan, poured some oil in the pan, and poured my chopped onions in the pan. Allow it in for some minutes with my bay leaf, and then I went ahead to pour the chopped tomatoes as well. And here I was just, ensuring that everything comes together. And I added some seasoning after stirring. Like, there, you don't have to add exactly what I added. Whatever it is that suit your palate, add, so long as it makes you feel so good. So I added ginger, garlic, coriander. I'm definitely having fun with this, as you can tell. Some curry and some salt. Definitely, I added more salt because I don't know what I was busy doing here. I added some Maggi as well. Oops, things are happening in the kitchen. But yeah, I added for myself some Maggi, and then I went in. You have to stir. Now that you added all the seasoning, you have to stir so things don't burn at all. You don't want things to burn, right? So I did stir and added some mixed veggies. It's a thing in my house. We don't eat without mixed veggies at all, like without vegetables at all. You don't need it. If you don't want it, it's fine. Went ahead to add some canned fish, sardine to be precise. Again, you don't need it. It's just for flavor and some extra oomph. Right? So I went ahead to cover it. After which I checked on it after like a minute, and ensure that I had mashed in all the sardine or the canned fish that I added. And it doesn't have to be sardine, it can be like any other kind of fish that you want. I just enjoy mine with, sardine. Again, ensure that you're doing this on low heat. And then I went ahead to add some eggs without whisking, as you can see. You might want to break it indirectly, but I don't like that. I like to see exactly what is inside the egg, so I break it into a bowl separately. I added some spring onions, and I went ahead to cover and left again on the fire for less than a minute. And then I checked on it and I stirred gently. I wanted to have it in, chunks as well, so it was not some serious stirring. But do whatever works for you or whatever makes you happy. This is what makes me happy, and this is what I'm doing. Right. So I did that, and before you know, things were ready. It was time for us to, to dive right in. Looking all good, looking all yummy. And I plated our potatoes. I couldn't do this with one hand. Oh my god. Like, shout out to all the food bloggers out there. You guys are doing great. So here's what we have. And gosh, I remember just eating and saying, I really do know what I am doing. I know how to cook. So if you try this, don't forget to tag me. And that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys inshallah in my next episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.